Shalom tribe, this is Jax here in my kitchen. Thank you for Heather for filming me today because Brookie is off work. Anyhow, today we're gonna teach you how to make a natural antibiotic using garlic and raw honey. Now, I recommend using raw honey from your local region because it's going to have the best properties for you. And then obviously use local garlic or organic garlic. Okay, don't use anything that's been bleached, nothing from outsourced from like other countries. Grow it yourself, local or organic. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is you wanna peel your garlic. So I have peeled some, put them in there. It really helps if you actually cut the ends off first. It makes it so much easier to peel these bulbs. Are they called bulbs? I think they are. Okay, so why am I making fermented garlic honey? And that's because fermentation is going to add probiotics to the honey, okay? And the honey is gonna act as an extractor for the properties that are antibiotic. Garlic is really good for natural antibiotics. It's 8 times more stronger than say a prescription, okay? 3 cloves a day will give you enough antibiotics to fight an infection, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do with this process is you're going to peel your garlic and then you're going to literally just fill your jar. How much do you make? Depends on how much your family is, but it will have a life shelf very long. Okay, it won't go bad because honey is a natural preserver.
How long is very long?
Lifelong, like lifelong shelf. It will not go bad. Okay, so you're gonna fill your jar of honey. I am making, this is 6 cups right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just fill a jar. See, you are smart enough to do this. How easy was that? Peel the garlic, fill the jar. I think the hardest part is gonna be finding something. You're gonna need maybe this. We'll use this, some kind of spatula to get rid of the air pockets. So literally all you're gonna do is fill your jar with honey. Now, my honey has been out in room temperature. My room is actually pretty warm. But if it's cold and you want to make some, I recommend heating up your honey over a double boiler just to get it nice and liquidy. It's gonna make it going down a lot easier into your yeah. Just see, it's just gonna have to be patient with it, and you're just going to pour the honey. Now, garlic is also really good for the blood, heart health. It also fights cancer. Anything having to do with your high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart, clarifying your blood. And it has a compound called allicin, and allicin is a very powerful anti-cancer property, okay? There you go. And you just keep pushing it down. You want to get rid of those air bubbles in your garlic. Now, you're gonna let it sit for 3 to 6 weeks. I would say closer to 6 weeks, and then your fermentation will be done. What you're gonna do the first day or so, because the fermentation, what's gonna happen, the natural yeast that's in the air, it's gonna start eating up the sugar and the garlic, and the fermentation process will start. It's gonna start seeing some bubbles kind of fill up your jar. You need to burp this daily. If you don't burp it, you're gonna have an explosion of honey. So I do recommend keeping an eye on it for the first couple of weeks, and daily you just go to the kitchen, burp it, and then you're good. You're getting rid of the carbon, which is basically the what the yeast is eating, and they fart, basically. That's what it is. All right, you're gonna make sure all the garlic is under the honey. This will avoid building mold. Okay, you don't wanna grow mold. So you wanna make sure all your garlic is submerged under the honey. Oh wow, it took a whole jar. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You just keep pushing it down. Make sure your honey is nice and covered. And I'm gonna top it off. Now you do wanna leave some space at the top here because of the fermentation process, because it needs to build up a little bit. So just because I'm going to top off my garlic a little bit more, I'm just going to do it just a teeny bit, and that should be enough. As long as your garlic is submerged under the honey, you should be fine. I'm just going to clean up the rim with a just a wet rag, clean wet rag. Just clean up your jar, and then use the dry side too. Okay. And then your garlic is gonna wanna float to the top, okay? If that happens, you can easily turn your jar over once a day and then turn it back over, okay? I do recommend putting some kind of bowl underneath your jar because it's gonna prevent a mess if it does tend to spill over from this fermentation process. So, and I see that my garlic is still trying to float up, so I'm gonna push it back down, and then I'm gonna add more honey. But don't forget, leave out some of the top, kind of, at least I would say like a ½ an inch from the rim, from the top. Okay. There we go. All right. So it looks like I got most of the air bubbles out. And you can go back and redo this anytime you want to, just to make sure that all your honey is covered. And that is it. You put your lid on it. You're gonna put the date because you wanna know when your fermented garlic is done. And between 3 to 6 weeks, you should have a fermented garlic. Now, you can leave it out on the counter. What I do recommend while it's fermenting is hide it from the light. You can put a towel around it, or you can put it in a cabinet in a dark, warm place. It's gonna give you the best fermentation, but remember to burp it every single day for the first 2 weeks, okay? And after that, you don't have to worry about it, then you're done. And you can leave the garlic right in there. You don't have to strain it. You actually can eat the garlic. It's gonna be chewy and kind of like a candy. And then the garlic, the honey, the way you use it, you just take a little teaspoon and drink it, okay? And it's sweet honey garlic honey. Okay, but that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you go home and make your own medicine for the winter, because I always say, if you have a leaky roof, the best time to fix that is before it starts raining. All right, shalom.